I owe you an apology. There is no
For
fucking
what?
way to play this deck in a 4 strip format. There's no fucking way. There's no. It just doesn't. I got the deck. Somebody just hit record, but I got the deck right here. I'm about to take it when we're done talking. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go take it to a meetup. I might win like one game with it. It's too hard. Too much double blue.
Guys, welcome back. We are in the bottomless vault yet again for another episode. And my name is Andy Vaccaro, and I'm joined by Jared Sussey, my co-host. How you doing? What's going on, Jared?
I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm wearing sweatpants. It's a glorious day.
We are also blessed to have a guest today, Eric Martin.
Cursed would probably be the better word, but okay.
And we are going to be discussing all things Merfolk, or at least everything that we can think of until we get tired of talking about Merfolk. But welcome, Eric.
No, thank you guys. Appreciate having me on to your guys' podcast.
So I think this kind of this whole idea of that episode started when I was listening to you talk with Jeremy, and I actually pinged him. I don't know if he's up at this ungodly hour, but he may. If he pings me back, then maybe he'll come on and give his 3 cents. But
I've had to bail twice now. So you had plenty of time to set this up if that's what you wanted to do.
yeah, it's true. It's fine. But you guys talked a little bit about Merfolk because I know Jeremy likes his Merfolk, and I think you are starting to get into Merfolk. I don't know how long you've been playing.
Merfolk curious is what I'll call it.
Merfolk curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys talked very briefly about it, and I was as I was listening to the episode, I was very curious to what your thoughts were on the subject, and you guys just kind of dropped it, and I was like, wait, what happens? Like, we could talk about Merfolk for at least an hour or something, but you guys didn't really talk about it. So I was curious about it, and I reached out to you, and you were more than happy to come on and talk Merfolk, and so I appreciate that. So here we are.
I think the first question for me, Eric, and I believe this quote is verbatim, but I believe you said there are no good Merfolk in Fallen Empires.
There aren't.
Whoa.
I stand by said statement.
Whoa. Let's get into that.
Okay, let's pay a colorless and 2 blue. What are we getting for a colorless and 2 blue in Fallen Empires Merfolk?
Colorless and 2 blue. I mean, one of the best Merfolk out there, like Goldalian Knights.
Right. That's like saying like that. Yeah. Okay. What do you get for your 3 mana? What are you getting?
At the very minimum, you get a 2/2 first strike flyer that blocks pretty much almost any weenie that's out there.
For 3 mana.
For 3 mana.
And the weenies come down at what CMC?
Weenies come down at Savannah Lines. They come down at 1.
I think maybe what we're missing here is like that's the absolute top of your curve, and it's not.
Yes, that's one.
You already want to have a phantasmal terrain on a Mishra's Factory or a library or something at that point. But so if you I fully disagree with this. I think River Merfolk is actually good, even with the 1 toughness, and Jimmy Cooney has a lot to say about that. But so are you looking at Merfolk from like a Swedish angle then, Eric?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. That is worth talking about. But I think you're more eloquent than I am with regards to the amount of strip mines available. I don't think it's a 4-strip deck. I do think it's a 1-strip deck. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We were just talking about this, looking at some of the lists that I put in the DM there from like Eternal Central formats, and like especially if you're going to play factories, like playing 4 strips and 4 factories when you're trying to UU everything seems absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
So, and I think Andy opted for 2 with the Gentleman's Strip Club rules with YetiCon, where you could have 0 to 4.
Yeah, I actually went to 3.
But I think you always want some number of phantasmal terrain, which kind of works as a strip mine ish, or magical hack.
Well, I think
What
you
do we
need
think?
those for factories, because it gives you another out versus factory. But you know,
You think Phasmal, like one or two Phantasmal terrains is like a 4 or 5 for factory, like four and fifth out against a factory or like a maze.
yeah, probably. Depending if you're playing any sort of artifact like relic barrier, like any artifact hate like that, that could be an out. But everybody plays factories, and they're just gonna block your early dudes. Once you set up any sort of island walk, it doesn't matter, but it it kind of slows them down a little bit. I think when I made a Merfolk, I thought of, well, let me take it, let me attack this problem as a tempo deck. And because blue has a lot of, well, it doesn't have a lot, it has some cards that gives you certain tempo, right? It has unsummon, boomerang, it has what's the name of that card? I'm not thinking, that taps
Telekinesis.
telekinesis. It has things like that that can kind of slow the opponent down to the point where you could actually get some sort of critical volume of dudes where you can swing and just win the game in 2 turns. So that was my thinking on it. I think Strip Mine does a decent job of doing that. So I don't think that 4 strips is terrible. Um, I don't know if Merfolk is better on 1 strip or 2 strip. It might be better at 1 strip,
I,
but
I, I think if you are going to play 4 strip mines, then you definitely want to be playing the full set of Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, or if you're going like half Merfolk, like Flying Men or something like that, because otherwise, just your chances of getting eaten by a Savannah line or something like that are pretty high.
see, that's where there's a tension. See, I actually don't think that 1/1 is that worth it. I'd rather sacrifice that for better Merfolk down the line, like
See
the
you.
3 casting costs of Knights, which worked for me. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, the what do you worry about? You're worried about Savannah lines, right?
Mhm.
You're That's probably, in terms of weenies, that's probably the biggest problem, right? I mean, green, I guess, but they're one
I think
ones.
I think about it like deck archetypes. Like, what am I worried about? Like, I agree. I built mine. I initially built as a tempo deck, but then I went to an aggressive deck with like unstable mutations in it,
Yeah,
and
Okay,
just
yeah,
more unsummons.
yeah, sure.
Because I saw your build and I liked it, but then what I what I didn't like was the black vices, and I know why they're in there, and I get it. I just think that those are dead cards after turn 3, especially in a 4 strip environment where most people are going to lay it. Like 4 strip, generally speaking, means a more aggressive format. Generally speaking, right? In my opinion.
Yeah,
And
they
yeah,
so,
those
yeah,
those
absolutely.
yeah,
black vices 80% of the time came out game 2 if you won the game
right,
and
yeah.
you're on the
And
draw.
so
And
I preferred the Merfolk of the Pearl Trident over the Black Vice just to have that 1/1 down to see if somebody wanted to trade with a Lion or a Pixies or whatever, right?
I think if your big payoff is Lord of Atlantis, then Merfolk the Pearl Trident is not bad at all, right? Like
Yeah.
even if you look like goblins, right? Like you're gonna play Goblins of the Fog, you're probably gonna play Balloon Brigade. Like yeah, they have like slight evasion, but at the same time, you're essentially doing the same thing. I mean, and like honestly, even playing Savannah Line is essentially the same thing. Like yeah, it's got one
Mhm.
more power, but at the same time, like they trade. So like I don't think it's bad nor wrong. I think especially if you're playing 4 strip, that you probably want uh, if not some number like all 4 Pearl Trident. And again, if Lord of Atlantis is your payoff, he's just going to get bigger anyway, right? And then again, it's all about wideness and dude velocity, right? If you're playing an aggro deck, so
I would
Yeah.
argue that it's still not worth it because Merfolk of the Pearl Trident is almost a dead card mid game. You draw a 1/1. What is that going to do? I mean,
It
maybe a two,
depends.
maybe a
It
2/2.
depends.
If
Yeah,
if
it
there's
might be a
a
2/2 on Walker
even that
for
is
one.
like questionable. Um,
so let's talk about the rest
I
of your
might
list then,
play,
Eric.
I might play two. I might be convinced to play two just to curve out a little easier. But
Just to make Jeremy happy.
yeah, just to make Jeremy
I
happy.
think, but I think the one thing we do agree on is playing. I think there's a couple things that we agree on completely, which is playing Clone and then playing what's the name of this card?
Dance of
Yeah,
many.
money.
Dan, do you like Dance of like is Dance of Many better than like the third clone?
Yeah.
It's
Just because it comes out that much faster. But the two, do you feel like the drag of paying two is worth it?
There's you could use it basically as just like, okay, I'm slamming a, you know, whatever number Lord of Atlantis, but also you could dance as many, like let's say they just slammed a Modi or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's got that, it's got that aspect. Plus, if you are playing boomerangs, you could do that whole gag where you boomerang it when it ETBs, then get it back, and then the token stays in play. That's if
Oh,
you're playing boomerang.
I do have I have two. I have a boomerang unsummoned split in my deck currently. But the one card I think we all agree on that is underplayed is Magical Hack. This card is like
before let me just say something about Dance of Many before we get into Magical Hack. The Dance of Many is funny because it's, in terms of Modi, like you mentioned Modi, Jared, I actually don't think it's good against Modi. It's okay, but a lot of times either you're Dance of Many your Lord to do much more damage, or you're Dance of Many as a defensive thing to trade with whatever they have, like a Sengir or Jazam, or to shift that the tempo. Like if they have a Jazam, now I have a Jazam, you can attack. I'm going to obviously trade with you because I don't want to play this upkeep, or I'm going to be on the attack and I'm going to be attacking you. I'm going to get that offensive back. With a Modi, it's 5/6. You can't trade, so then you have to block.
I was using Modi as a thing that just popped into my head.
Right. No.
But it was a Stay Puft Marshmallow.
No, I'm not.
Right?
I'm not bent out of shape. I'm just saying that's what I was playing. I would usually cast the Dance of Many, and I don't want to pay this upkeep unless it's really affecting my board state and giving my dudes +1/+1, or I'm trading with your Sengir or something.
Yeah, but again, in terms of mid game payoffs, it's pretty good, right?
Mid game it's great.
Yeah.
Early game, it's good and bad. I mean, it's cheap, but you have to pay.
How many each are you packing, Eric? Did you do two split? Or like, are you playing Andy's list exactly, or
not exactly? I went 2-2 split, so 2 dance, 2 clone. I haven't run into that situation yet. Our meetups are fairly casual, so like I haven't run into like a Juzum or a Modi. Like I haven't been played against any like tier 1 decks with this thing yet. So, but it makes sense to have that in there.
Do you have did you have a picture of your deck?
No, it's literally just been sitting. It's basically your deck. Swap out
the vices,
the 4 vices for 4 tridents, and instead of playing 2 relics, I'm playing 2 energy flux, which I don't think is the right call, but I have 2 energy flux.
I kind of like flux if you're going the unstable mutation route.
What did I cut for the unstables?
Probably Medallion Knights.
No, I gotta force that in here. I gotta force that.
Okay, all right.
What did I cut? I cut something. But I'm playing a couple unstable mutations in here. I don't know. I personally get messed up with what did I cut? I can't remember. I personally get messed up with like the tension between wanting to put a 2-drop down but also holding up counterspell. And I'm wondering if like counterspell might be the trap, and it might be worth playing like flash counter or force spike or something that's slightly more efficient in mana.
Well, you wouldn't play flash counter, right? You'd play counterspell, like, just strictly better.
Strictly better.
You're mono blue.
But it's easier to cap. Yeah, if you go for a splash, I think flash counter over counterspell. Maybe.
Are you running factories?
It's a mono blue deck. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess if you're talking about holding up a counter spell after you've already cast a 2-drop, then yeah, maybe something like I could see flash counter being in a sideboard for sure, depending on like if you're running 4 factories or not.
Or like if you want to play like force spike or I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other, like I've thought about like putting a mana short in the deck just to like if we're talking tempo, right? Like being able to tap somebody down.
Power sync.
Yeah, power sync is the other one I have sitting off in my like maybe board.
Well, how many factories are you playing?
I'm actually right now I'm going to only play 2.
Okay, I think the right number is 0.
You think the right number is 0?
Yeah.
Okay. How many blue sources?
That's my take. Blue sources, I don't know, probably
20, 20, 22?
at least like 17, something like that.
Okay.
And if you're running 0 factories, then probably counterspell is better than any other counterspell. But if you're running some factories, I agree, it's probably power sync. I don't know.
Why do you think 0 is the correct number of?
I just think it's the 2 blue is so hard.
You're super mana intensive. That's why I went with a. Normally I'd play 4 and 4, right? Like if I was playing mono black, I'd play 4-4. But we're playing mono blue, and it's such. For some reason, it's so intensive to have 2 blue every turn. So you don't really get away with it. Like you need 2 blue on turn 2, 3, and 4. On turn 4, you need 4 blue effectively, right? Like you want to have a threat plus a counter spell.
Yeah.
And so I agree. I think maybe that's the right answer. Maybe my 2-2 split is not correct, and it should be like 4-0 either way.
Where
I like temples. Temples are nice. Not just
I can't justify the temples in a 4 strip format because I think that's
Yeah.
just too much. Like I think if you put that tempo down, if you put the temple down, you're gonna get stripped, and that doesn't feel good. But I don't know. You played it, so did you get stripped off temple a lot, or at all?
No. You know what's funny is that no, I didn't. Oh, but if they're stripping temple, then there are other. Well, I have maze, so it's like
Okay.
they always have that in the back of their mind. Like, what if he plays maze right now? That would suck. So if they strip temple, I'm not. I mean, it's bad, but it's not the end of the world.
I was just listening to who the fuck was it? John Rebel just won Kumite, and he was talking to the Eben guys, and he was talking about like
Thrash Bash too. I think.
Thrash Bash.
Maybe.
I think he got second at Thrash Bash, and he won Kumite. I could be wrong. I was trying to fucking cut my.
No, Kumite. Danny won Kumite. We interviewed him, man.
No, this like just happened, and I didn't want to get caught in this fucking quagmire. But anyway, just like talking about the like aggressive nature of like 4 strip and how a lot of people that play 1 strip think it's like all you're doing is stripping each other. You always have just like 1 land in play at all times. That's like totally not how the games go because if you think about it, like there's only 4 in the deck, so like it doesn't really happen that way. So like I think if you're playing and you had 15 islands in your deck, Andy, which seems a little bit cheaty to me. So maybe Swelling Night Temple's okay there. What's that?
Did I? Yeah, 15 islands, 2 temples. So,
but you're also playing a lotus and a sapphire as well. So we gotta count those.
That's still pretty cheaty. And you opted for the factories and you have three strip mines. So, did you have problems with mana when you played this? Because that seems like insane.
I thought so as well. I upped blue sources on mine by like 2. I also
I don't think so, but I would if I ran it back. I'd probably add 2 more lines and take out the factories.
I think like do you even want Lotus in this? I mean, you always want Lotus in the deck, right? But what the hell are you gonna do with it? Like hold it up for a counter spell? Like
Lotus. I mean, in this deck, if you're playing Vice, you want to draw 7.
No one's playing Vice. That was a meta call that like
that's fine. That didn't work.
So like you're the only person that's ever gonna put Black Vice in a fucking Merfolk deck probably for the rest of all of history. So
somebody had to do it just to get the data point.
Yeah, just to see what happens.
See what happens.
So what did
I mean, if you play, I mean, you're always asking yourself that question, right? If you have a Lotus, what's the best first turn play? I'm like Lotus, Voldalian Knights, go.
Right,
I can't even attack. But I have a blocker for your lines. Come at me, bro. Yeah.
So, I think the idea at the time was since Andy was not playing a 1-drop to put a 1-drop in the deck that could potentially do some damage. And while Eric, you're absolutely right. But if you're gonna play Black Vice for that reason, you want to have 4 of them in the deck. But again, I think Pearl Trident is probably better idea. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. In defense of the Black Vice, it is helpful to have that colorless for turn 1 drop. So if you have if your opener is like factory, strip mine, blue source, Vice, you can keep reasonably keep that, right, and hope to draw on your second blue.
I think it's a completely reasonable sideboard card, actually, to be honest with you. Like if playing against a control strategy, I don't think it's terrible. but main deck.
Questionable keep. Questionable keep. But the I was going to say, I think if we like zoom out a little bit, if we zoom back, I think there's a couple different ways to build Merfolk.
Yeah.
The tempo build that Andy has built, which is probably the hardest to play, but probably has the best option of having a winning record at the end of the day. And then the second way is to build like an aggro build, which the volatility goes up, but it's easier to play. And so that's where I think where most people like would focus their time. And we were talking. What I really want to get to here is splashing red for lightning bolt. Andy is like, hey, I think that is a trap. I think I agree with Andy. I think that is a trap to splash red for, let's say, wheel and 4 bolts. That is my opinion, because then I think you're just playing a worse line div bolt deck.
That I agree with. I think a lot of the more aggressive Merfolk decks are going to have like 3 or 4 side blasts. So like, what the hell do you want lightning bolt for?
Yeah, that was my thought too. But I also think that the draw 7s might be traps as well. I think
I have, sorry to interrupt. Just to address this, like red, I think if you're building a tempo or aggro, I think red is the best splash. Maybe white if you're doing a controlling thing, but we can get into that. And I my thought on it was, and I tried every color combination. The red, the wheel is great, but I guess that's because I was playing Vice. If you take out the Vice, then I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think wheel pairs well with Vice. I think that Twister and Wheel are a trap if you are playing not like if you're playing without Vices, right? Because what you don't want to do is reload your opponent's hand when you have those creatures. Like you don't want to reload an aggressive person's hand. You don't want to reload the deck's hand. So I don't think you want those draw 7s. I think you want something like Brain Geyser that draws you cards. Like I think you want to be game 2 aggressive deck mirror, right? Which is where you pull out your draw 7s and you put in your Brain Geyser so that you're drawing cards and they're not drawing cards. Now, do I think Brain Geyser is the exact answer? No. It might be like a small book or something like that. But that's where I think the card draw needs to come from, in addition to the
Yeah, but then you're Brain Geyser. You're adding Brain Geyser to an aggro deck that's usually not mana intensive. So it's like, all right, what am I going to draw?
I think Time Twister can be justified only in that there's a lot of bolts running around, and again, if your big hitter in the deck is pretty much Lord of Atlantis, and you got 2 or 3 of them in the yard already, like being able to get them back. I mean, I guess that begs like, do you play like a copy of Recall or something like that? But I think maybe Time Twister, but I think Wheel is actively bad for sure.
I'm not
White
entirely
green
sold on that. If you make your deck more aggro than what I play, let's say, with unstables and stuff, and maybe, maxing out your side blasts, then maybe I do want a wheel. Because then I can win that turn. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, do you just play Time Twister then? Like, why are you even in red? Like, I think we're pretty much talking about playing.
Yeah. Like, it's the question is whether or not you want the second draw 7. I don't know. I think that's it.
Now that I've been deemed obnoxious for reading deck lists, I won't do it. But if we look at like Cooney got
so sensitive.
Yeah. Do you actually look at the comments of your like? Okay, let's take a step back from Merfolk as a whole here real quick. Do you actually care about the people give me feedback about the podcast? I literally could, generally speaking, give a fuck less. Like I'm just like, all right.
Jared's become a household name.
Okay.
People have DM'd me saying they like it. I have no idea. I know a bunch of people listen to it because I see the numbers on the thing. I've never seen a single comment on it, nor do I care.
Okay.
I mean, if people have like suggestions, like that's why we had Nick on the one time, because John was like, "Hey, have Nick on your pod." I was like, "Yeah, sure, absolutely." But no, I don't care. But if people have suggestions about like stuff to put on or like building on an idea we have, I'd be interested to see that. But like, I don't know where anyone would be doing that or whatever. They just like reach out directly. Do people like DM you all the time if they listen to this whole deck?
I sometimes get a DM like once in a blue moon, but it's YouTube comments. YouTube comments are where it's at.
Oh, I haven't even looked.
I don't know. Do you guys post to YouTube? I don't know.
We do.
Okay.
And he does. I've literally never opened one, so I have no. Now this afternoon when the baby's napping,
Should you should scoot just scoot through and just see what people have to say.
there's probably not going to be any.
You'll get
It,
one or two.
if
You'll
you're
get
out
one or
if
two.
you're out there and you're watching us on YouTube right now, you can leave a comment below and we will not check it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
all right.
All right,
All right, so getting back
so-
to this whole tempo aggro.
yeah, but before we get off the red splash thing, like Cooney got third. Was it third? Yeah, he got
Oh
third
yeah.
at the last GloryCon, and I don't think you could argue this is a Merfolk deck. I mean, he has 12 Merfolk. He's got 4 Pearl Trident, 4 River Merfolk, and 4 Lord of Atlantis.
Mhm.
He also, but then he's got the 4 Dibs, 4 Bolts, 3 Side Blast. I mean, and he's got both the draw 7. So I think, I mean, obviously he got third in a pretty competitive pool there. Then I think you could play the draw 7s and you're fine, right? Oh, he's also got 3 fucking Chain Lightning. So he's all in on like counter burn with Fish.
Yeah,
Well, no counter, just Fish burn. Lawrence Fishburne is what he's got here.
that's a good deck. That's a good deck name. I like that a lot. Yeah, I don't disagree that that's a Merfolk deck, but I think it's really just a bad 12-volt deck. Like to me, like Andy's deck is a Merfolk deck, right? Like there is no doubt in anybody's mind what is happening here, what the theme of this deck is. I don't know. This is I was having this conversation off to the side of like, how do you like define what is like a spicy deck, and it kind of goes along the same lines of how do you define what is a Merfolk deck. And I guess I'll steal this argument from somebody else, but it's like I know it when I see it. So I don't. That to me doesn't feel like a Merfolk deck as much as Andy's deck feels like a Merfolk deck, or some of his previous iterations where it's like straight Phantasmal Terrain, Sunken Cities, straight blue. I think once you add the dibs, to me like once you add dibs or flying men, it takes away from being a Merfolk deck, in my opinion. I think Dan's an acceptable non-Merfolk to play. It feels on level,
theme,
on topic. Yeah,
it's a Fish, but I mean, isn't I mean, if without Phantasmal Terrain, like similar to the Vidalian Knights, like isn't that a sideboard card really?
What, Dan?
Yeah, or Hack, I guess. Yeah, like if they.
No, I think Hack is integral to the main deck.
So let's talk about Hack. We said we'd come back to it. For those of you guys who don't know, and I play, there might be a couple people out there. You can magical hack a land to change its type to island. So if you can, and it stays around. So the argument for magical hack is that it's at instant speed. It's not an enchantment, so you can't disenchant it. It stays around, and otherwise, it's the same. It just doesn't deal with things like factory.
The dream for you, Eric, right, is catching someone's tapped strip mine, right?
Yeah, or like just like because it's instant speed, you can do it as a combat trick. So like it really, you can give them island walk in combat, and that I think is kind of like something people don't expect, right?
Yeah, but when would you want to do that?
I don't know. I think it's fun to just fuck with people like that and make them think about it. Like
I'll declare all my attackers in response before you block.
Before blocks.
I'll make all my guys unblock. Well, okay, that makes it easy. But yeah, but you can't. I mean, you can't hack a strip mine. You can't hack a factory. But it's good to, at the very least, it's kind of getting them off their mana. And if if they have a volcanic, you can hack it to island. It becomes an island, or if you can hack it to whatever you want. I found it pretty useful. I like it. I still think that Phantasmal Terrain has a use, but
right, yeah. Actually, I'm an idiot. You can't hack a fucking strip mine. What the hell I'm saying? Getting it with the Phantasmal Terrain. I don't know when it. And I have played Merfolk quite a lot. I think Phantasmal Terrain is like auto include is like probably 2 or 3 of, and like the card I think always overperforms, honestly.
Ooh, do you think that I think you play less of them in a 4-strip environment.
Yeah,
than you
I don't disagree with that.
In 1 strip. I think like maybe 2-2 split on hack and terrain, but I don't know. I'm actually going to work on that today.
The
I'm going to bring
also
my Fantastic
also
Trains with me.
I'm just thinking of corner cases. You could, depending on what your lands are and whether or not you're splashing, you can, in response to a blood moon, hack their blood moon into islands or something. Uh, like add a blue, like float a blue, and then just hack it. You know what I mean? So that you won't
Yeah,
have a bunch
but
of
you're also just playing
mountains on
like a
your
shit
side.
ton of islands.
Right. No, I'm saying, like, if you're splashing or if you have a lot of factories in strip mines, this is a really corner case you can do. You can do that and not get stuck with mountains on your side. You know.
Good point.
But I'm trying to think of any other use for magical hack. I think that's it, really.
It's like you can
you can hack your lord to give your merfolk other types of walk, like mountain walk or swamp
Yeah,
walk or
but that's
something,
like that's
which
that, that's
is
like that's like what Timmy Brain wants to do. But then if
yeah
they murk your lord, then you're just, you know what I mean. And that's
yeah
inevitably what's going to happen. So yeah, always hacking their land
is
is the
probably
way to go.
the correct play. Um,
Yeah.
I just don't think people play against it a lot, so they're not there's no heuristics, right? Like, so that's what's nice is you can play it and it throws people off as well, like
oh yeah,
outside of like actually what the card does.
oh yeah. It's a reader. It's like they'll be like, wait, what? How does that work? So
Exactly, and then you can just lie, just say whatever you want about it.
yeah. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. This is what happens.
Yeah.
So I think the question is like theory. So like if, I mean if Dibs don't make a Merfolk deck, and if you look at pretty much all, like any list I could find on the internet, which isn't many, almost all of them contain 4 Serendipity. Um, Obviously, Vidalian Knights is kind of a really bad dib, but I don't know what the rest of your supporting cast of cards becomes if you don't play Serendip Efreet then. Because let's say ostensibly you're playing for Pearl Trident, for Lord of Atlantis, and then pick your auxiliary Merfolk, whether it's Vidalian Knights, River Merfolk, which I guess could be a sideboard card or main deck. What the hell else do you have in the deck? I guess you have the 2 clone to Dance of Many, but then like what's your supporting cast? Are you just playing Psyblast and like Unstable Mutations? You have, I mean, I guess you have the magical hacks and the phantasmal terrain. So I guess this kind of gets back to like the either tempo or aggro version, like what you decide to play from an auxiliary standpoint. Since you're playing aggro, Eric, did you opt for any Sunken City or no?
No, because there's too many blues on the other side. There's too many blue creatures on the other side of the field, I think, to play Sunken City. Otherwise, I think it's playable.
Well, let's.
And you're not playing Dib.
Not playing Dib.
Well,
so yeah, so then you don't want Sunken City.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's go into supporting cast. I'm gonna rattle off Merfolk creatures, and you guys tell me whether or not.
I think
I have it right here. I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
We're gonna skip the Lord of Atlantis. Obviously includes. So that's like A+. I guess that's S tier, right? That would be the equivalent of S tier Merfolk. The next one would be Merfolk Assassin. This is a 2 blue 1/2 destroy target Merfolk with Island Walk. What do you guys think?
Not in like serious people formats. There's a combo there if you have War Barge, which I happen to have a couple of those. But it is not. It's not for serious people. Okay.
I'd argue we were never in serious format territory. So,
like it's playable in like 7-point singleton, or I don't know. Choose one of the ones where like they use points to restrict cards, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Where you can get to like 4 mana, 5 mana.
Even then you're not doing it. So I like Merfolk Assassin was used in Swedish lists, like when people do this in Swedish, only because there's
no other choice.
Yeah.
The other thing is that this thing, in order to make it work, you have to, the classic War Barge thing, but then you're bringing in an artifact, and I kind of like Merfolk decks because they're very artifact light, and it makes their shatters and disenchants. Well, disenchant, you still have Dance of Many, but the shatters are dead cards.
Yep.
So that has that going for it. Okay, we kind of touched on the next one, Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. I think we're split. I think I think you guys are more for it. I'm more against it. but what do you guys think? Do we put it like mid tier? I guess B tier, or
Yeah, B plus somewhere in there. It just
Yeah.
like it's. I think it's worth less in your tempo build and worth more in the aggro build.
Okay.
I honestly, I think it's an A, and only because the payoff you get from Lord of Atlantis. Like you want something to be able to block an early lion or a pixie, you know. So and he'll get bigger over time. So I think he's a B plus. I think he's a solid B plus.
Okay. River Merfolk. Didn't really talk about him
Yeah.
too much, but I mean I think this guy's just the backbone of
If he didn't exist, we wouldn't be having this podcast,
pretty much.
right? Like,
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
My
Well,
had
you said it,
my
you,
had
Eric. No. I mean, jumping back to you, Eric saying there's no good Merfolk and Fallen Empire is like
he's not good, but he is the best we got, right? Like, do you,
okay.
like, do you ever
mean,
play football
he's-
in Texas when you're just like, all right, this is a guy we got. This is what we're doing, okay?
Yeah.
I mean he's 2 casting costs. He's 2 power. He's mountain walk.
The mountain walk is what tips the scales.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, if it didn't have that line of text, unplayable. And you would just play Voldaean soldiers instead, which is easier to cast, right? So you can make the splashes easier.
And it's got a bigger butt. Yeah.
And it's got a slightly bigger butt, so you're not dead to a earthquake for 1.
Okay.
You're dead to an earthquake for 2.
Me too.
All right, we'll skip ahead to since you brought it up. Voldalian soldiers. This is 1 blue, 1 colorless, 1/2. That's it.
Doesn't if it had another line of text, it'd be playable, but it doesn't.
Yeah, getting like if you really just want to go deep.
If it was vigilance, it would be
Yeah, anything. Give it something.
give it
And it would
banding.
be doable. Banding would be. Think about
Banding
how
would
broke
be
that would be. Actually.
Banding would be
might bump into
incredible.
8 here, honestly.
Yeah. I wonder why Merfolk don't have banding. That's a question that needs to be asked. But
Yeah, like the schools of fish, right? They just like auto band.
Right, exactly. That's all I'm saying. There's the flavor fill.
Maybe we could put a Helm of Chad Sook in there and just give them banding. We have the technology.
Okay. Let me write that down real quick.
Write that down. Put that one on the back burner.
It slots right into the 1-drop slot if you only play 2 Merfolk and Pearl Trident, right? So
there you go. All right, moving back.
And nobody's disenchanting that, but okay, yeah.
Nobody.
Right.
They'll save their disenchant for something else, knowing, and there's really nothing else in the deck except.
I don't know. You turn their shatters back on, right? Even like a shatter helmet chat. What's even happening here?
It's so bad that they won't even want to shatter it, even though it's the only target.
Just like fuck, I guess.
Okay, Sea Singer. Now I tried her, main deck, and she went from main deck to sideboard to not even in the deck at all.
She's the enchantress of Merfolk.
So she's the enchantress. She's the enchantress of Merfolk. I think that initially I was high on her, and then she just lost her luster because there are just not that many creatures. She dies almost immediately.
Yes.
And
Dance of Many and Clone is better. Does the same thing better, right? Like,
yeah.
Control Magic out of the sideboard does it even better than that. But
yeah, there's really no reason to play her apart from being a blue preacher who is a lightning rod for your Lords of Atlantis.
Right. Okay. Sphelionite Priest.
Don't even know what it does. Irrelevant.
1 blue, 1 colorless.
He's
kind of relevant.
He's got an ability.
He's 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1/1. Spend 2 blue tap. Target creature may not be the target of spells or effects until the end of turn. And this is the line that really makes this guy really bad. Use this ability only during your upkeep.
Sick play. Yeah. I think I looked at that card and was like, absolutely not. Just no.
If it didn't have that last line of text though, that's not bad.
Would be playable.
But it has the last line of text.
if it didn't have that last line, yeah, it would be amazing. It would be like just a counter spell on a
Yeah,
stick.
your fucking lords never die.
Yeah, you would. So here's how you would play this card. You would get some proxies made, right, and you would delete that last line of text, and you would play them because nobody knows what this card does, right? So like, you would play them,
Just
and
fill
they'd be
it.
like, "Oh, let me read the card." You're like, "Okay, yeah, go ahead, read the card."
Just
And
fill
then
it.
just like, yeah,
Fill it with more like flavor text.
yeah, just like add one more line of whatever. Doesn't it's irrelevant, and that's how this card is playable. Is blatant cheating.
No one would ever have any idea unless you played against Micah McEwen.
Right. You just concede. You just like, I concede. Or just hold it in your hand the entire time.
The art is sick on this card. Shout out to Ron Spencer. Great job.
It is a damn fine art. Talk about cards that deserve to be played but will never be.
The next card is a card that I love, you guys hate, maybe. Vodalian Knights. I still think she's awesome. Nobody knows what this card does. Everybody attacks into her. She's first strike. She blocks anything.
I can't wait to get Eric's assessment after actually trying to turn those sideways or very possibly never turning them sideways because they're only ever going to block. But I think one of the things we talked about at YetiCon was Andy kind of punting by not playing like max number of Ayala pile, because I think if you play Ayala pile, then that card gets better because first strike in the air is relevant. So
good.
If you're taking out Dibs, you're taking out Sarahs, you're taking out Sengers, like. And if you have a Lord of Atlantis in play, it's pretty much taking out fucking everything.
You're playing Psyblast. You're playing Psyblast. You're taking out Modis. Forget about it. This card's so good. Stellar, all star. I wouldn't say S tier, but I would give it an A minus.
I think this is like the diverging point, right? You either play this card or you play Dan's.
But everything can block Dan though.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Here's my 1/1. All right, fine. My Dan dies. See, if you play Dan, you have to clear the way. It's not getting Island Walk. You have to play Telekinesis. You have to play Unsummon. You have to play Boomerang. You have to play or Unstable Mutation or something because the thing's gonna die.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that you're either playing one or the other, not both.
I think I agree. I think if you're going straight aggro, which then you're playing the Unstable Mutations, then I think Dan is fine, and you're probably not playing Vidalian Knights. But
I'm gonna try it with Unstable Mutations just to see what happens today.
Okay. I mean,
wait, you have Knights in your deck, or you have Dan?
Yeah. Like literally, I'm literally holding the deck. I pulled them out. Yeah. They're right.
And you're playing four Knights.
I believe so. I'm
all right.
Almost certainly playing 4. If not, I will be. I got to count this deck out before I leave.
So do you have Dan's in the main as well, Eric, or do you have them in the sideboard? Or
I don't have them in this version because I just didn't sleeve them up. It's really it's a personal issue.
This is what he's working on. He's going to therapy.
I'm working on this. Yeah.
This is what you're gonna do: play the deck, and then on the next episode of this whole deck, like in the beginning, update us on what you feel about Vodalian Knights after you've used them. And I'm hoping and I'm betting that you're going to say, they're not as bad as they're, but we'll see.
How many main deck side blasts you got, Eric?
4. I took out the I know I took out I think that's actually a mistake. I took out the Aeoli pile because I couldn't figure out what it was for, but then we just had that conversation, and now I'm like, okay. Maybe I need to put that back in and drop down to 3 again.
Also, they kill lions.
Damn lions.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's trading with his Pearl Trident, so like I don't really know about that. And are you also playing for? Oh, you said you're on 2 factory, right, Eric?
2 factory as of right now. I'm bringing like an extra 15, 20 cards just to kind of like move cards in and out and see what feels right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, put the piles on the board, because also the last thing you want to see is like orders or some shit like that with first strikers on the ground, right? So they're a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. The next card is, I guess it goes under tempo, Vodalian Mage, and it's 2 colors, 1 blue, 1/1. Spend a blue, tap, counter target spell if they don't pay an additional one colorless. Play this ability as an
It's a
interrupt.
it's a force spike on a stick.
Pretty
Terrible. No
much.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't
it's
like it?
it's a force spike without the surprise. It's not worth
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it's
It's
better than
it's a
priest.
zero power.
It's no, it's 1/1.
It's a 1/1.
Oh, it is a 1/1. Nah, it still sucks.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, unplayable.
At most, at like if you like, let's say you get one on the board, right? At most, you're just holding somebody off until they get a piece of removal, so they can tap out, or they cast their fireball for one less, or their brain geyser for one less. But like, there's it's so bookended. There's no way,
How
and it's
annoying?
like always present.
How annoying would this guy be in like a 4/4 spike deck? Okay, I guess not that annoying. All right, fine. Moving on.
There's no world that exists where this card goes in a deck.
Like
Let's move on.
spend a blue, tap them, pay an extra, they pay, and then you 4 spike them. Why don't you just play counterspell? Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, Voldalian soldiers we already touched on, and then Voldalian War Machine, the
Oof.
one, the only. It is one colorless, blue, 0/4, summon wall. Spend 0, tap target Merfolk you control to allow Voldalian War Machine to attack, or to give
or
it +2/+1 until end of turn. If Voldalian War Machine is put into the graveyard, all Merfolk tapped in this manner are destroyed.
it's always that last line of text. I don't know what they were afraid of back in this time, but like
They were all into the flavor, and they figured that if they all go into the War Machine and then the War Machine dies, they should all die together. So
They're fish. They just like fucking swim out.
yeah, I know.
And also,
I understand.
all lines of text on this card are bad. Terrible concept. It's not even a Merfolk. It's no.
I'll allow it. It mentions Merfolk. It mentions right, like it has the word Merfolk in the text.
Right. But this is a card that wasn't even errated like to Merfolk because it is a wall.
Right.
So
If this card did not have that last line where it destroys everything, and said tap a Merfolk to have it be able to attack and give it +2/+1, then we're talking.
Yeah. Again,
Yes.
another card that you could like print proxies of and nobody would know. You could just play it for like one
That's
event.
true. I think I would rather just play Wall of Wonder.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Or a Wall of Air, or any wall.
Strictly better. No,
Wall of water, anything. All right, that's really bad. So okay, so that's what we have to work with, and it's not much.
So this is what I'm saying. Like you probably never play more than you never play more than 12 Merfolk. Maybe you squeeze 14 depending on your thoughts about Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. So like, do you if you can't play dibs, or if that doesn't constitute a Merfolk deck, I feel like that's just like it's a lot of slots. I guess if you're, I don't know. I mean, this is what we're talking about. So yeah, it just goes back to the two schools of like, are you playing control or are you playing aggro? I guess.
yeah, it's like the supporting cast. You really rely more on your supporting cast in this deck, right? Like it's not. These cards do not stand alone. They are a team of cards, and so that's where I think you have to have the clones. You got to have the Dance of Minis, the Phantasmal Terrains, like all those cards. If they did not exist or existed differently, we would not be having this conversation, right?
No, that I agree with. Question for you, Eric. Did you go mana drain or no mana drain?
Interesting.
No mana drain because I don't have a geyser. If I had the geyser in, I would have a mana drain in.
Yeah.
But what am I spending max on? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. There's no payoff. It's just it's one of those things. People build a blue deck. They just put mana in this deck in particular. There's literally there's nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I don't have a Lotus, and I don't have so it doesn't, like, if I had a Lotus, I'd consider playing a mana drain and a geyser instead of the Twister, because then I could like have an explosive turn where I draw 4 or 5 cards, right? Or more likely to be able to do something like that. But I don't currently have it set up that way.
How do we feel about Old Man of the Sea?
Ooh.
Ooh. I would allow it. I would allow it.
Yeah,
In terms of on theme, or
flavor.
just
Yeah,
in
in
terms
terms
of a
of
card in general?
theme.
Theme.
I don't own any, so I've not played them, so I don't know how well or unwell.
In terms of fringe cards, it's one of those expensive ones, like where you have it or don't. You would never buy one of
I
these.
think I think that
I think yeah.
I think that on theme, I think I agree. I think it's allowable. It's still a Merfolk. He's from the sea, whatever.
Yeah.
I think as a card, it's good too. Just it's a sideboard card, obviously, versus like mono green or maybe like small dudes, like But with and especially with whatchamacallit, with unstable mutation, it kind of makes things kind of interesting. But at that point, you just want to be attacking with him. But yeah, I like him.
Okay. What splash is your favorite splash?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
So
go ahead.
yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to go into. Should we do every? I guess we could start with favorites and then talk about what the different colors have to add to the Merfolk deck. We kind of already talked about red, so I feel like unless anybody wants to add anything in terms of bolt and
I think it's
wheel,
enough said about red. You get fucking bolts and expels. So it's
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
obvious.
really
It's
it.
obvious.
So we can go into what your next favorite is. Where do you guys want to start? What color?
I would like to talk about green.
Okay.
So I think
All right.
green
Okay.
lends itself to the aggro build, and it also gives you outs to artifacts that you would not otherwise have. In that you could play crumble, right? So if I'm splashing green, it's for giant growth, maybe a single berserk. Just that's a personal choice. I realize that may not be the correct choice. And then playing some number of crumbles as well, and that green just opens up artifact removal, which you're sorely lacking in mono blue. And then the giant growths gives you a little bit more reach if you're trying to close out with aggro. To me,
And then
they're lightning bolts.
you also get to auto include Pearl Trident's better.
Kind of.
Am I wrong?
No, I just kind of got. I didn't catch that. Something about Pearl Tridents, but
I said yeah. I think my fucking power went out this morning, and my internet's been a little sketchy. Pendlehaven.
oh yeah,
So if you're playing green, there's
Pendlehaven.
no reason not to have a Pendlehaven in the deck. So yeah.
And like maybe a single hurricane in the 75 somewhere, and that just gives you reach for end game and a little bit of flying protection.
I think Pendlehaven might be a little too cute because it's just as soon as you hit a lord, it's just not doing anything. But I mean, it's something. I don't know if I would sacrifice an island for it. But I like Berserk. I like Giant Growth. I like Crumble. I don't think the issue is artifact removal with blue because you do have Energy Flux and Hercules Recall, which Hercules we didn't talk about. I think it's great, and you could also play Relic Barrier. I think the issue for blue is enchantment removal, and you do have the Tranquility option. The thing with enchantment is that you obviously have to take out the Dance of Many, but there's no way to get rid of the Abyss. The Abyss is a nightmare for this deck. Like
that's why if you looked at Andy's sideboard, we wound up shunting in a couple copies of Field of Dreams because otherwise,
which is
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, oh, how much are those going to cost me? I think there's a cheaper answer, and that's just to play Concordant Crossroads, which I know is
Right.
maybe a little bit egregious. I would go back and forth on Tranquility just in green decks alone. I don't know if it's always worth it, but in this case, yes, I think you're probably playing at least one.
I mean, my point is like green gives even better than artifact removal. It gives you options for enchantment removal, and I think in the Concordant Crossroads and Tranquility, it makes your matchup versus Abyss better because obviously Concordant Crossroads is much better than Field of Dreams, especially in an aggro build. I think that's it. Obviously, Regrowth is another option for green, which we didn't talk about, and Avoid Fate is another kind of cute thing. But when you're playing blue, I don't know how much better that is in terms of counter magic.
It's too narrow. You'd rather have Abyss or Abyss. Jesus Christ, Boomerang
Counterspell.
or
Even even unsummon is slightly better, right? Because it has more flexibility at the same
Yeah.
mana cost.
Yeah.
Um,
No void pits.
have we? I think that's. I think that covers a lot of what green brings to the table. How about we move to black? Obviously, black has some of the most powerful like one ofs in like Mind Twist and Tutor. Anything else
Yes,
that you guys would
you get
consider?
terror,
Terria.
but you don't really get enchantment removal, which I think is like Abyss is a real problem, Bob.
Yeah.
The that's what I was thinking about is how do you deal with that? Or like not that many people are playing them out my way, but moat is also another consideration.
You know.
See, that's
I
where
think
that's where the knights come in.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Just saying. Okay, back to what we were talking about.
Or fucking dibs if you just play dibs in a Merfolk deck, which literally everyone else who's ever played Merfolk does. But moving on.
Yeah, but
Feels like cheating.
that's
Feels like cheating.
you're just gonna get eye rolled
Don't
from.
you kind of have to cheat?
You're gonna get a bunch of
Feels-
sighs and eye rolls from the Merfolk community.
Yeah.
Um,
If Jeremy was here, I don't think he would. I think he would be like, no dibs.
this conversation's
Actually,
over.
Yeah. The
Terror.
I mean, I think black is always kind of a splash color, right? Like even in like quote unquote real decks, nobody's like main black except for like mono black.
Yeah.
Everybody's just
I don't
splashing for twist and tutor.
I don't think there's any reason to ever play black with Merfolk.
Yeah,
I mean, did you come across anything else, Andy? Because like I don't. It doesn't give you what the deck needs.
It gives you sideboards. It gives you terror. It gives you gloom. It gives you if you want that 4/4 you and not go Merfolk, you can do Darylor or something.
Splash and Darylor.
But I don't know nothing other than that.
If you're not gonna play Dib, you ain't playing no fucking Darylor.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing it. I'm just saying it's an option. But
All right,
even
well,
then, I mean, is it better to is Suchi's better? Maybe I don't know. There are other things you can do, but
no one's ever playing Swedish again, Andy. We're over this. Suchi's day is done.
Okay. Sorry.
1 year of no Swedish for 1 year. That's it. That's all there is.
Yeah.
There might be a black card there that we're missing. We didn't do an exhaustive search, but those are the main ones. Okay. We talked about red. So white is the other. Yeah, but 2 black. Come on.
Yeah.
Weakness.
That's like a punt because then you play Merfolk Assassin. And
That's true.
Yeah.
You know.
You play
Paralyzed.
not weakness, unholy strength.
Ooh, Paralyze. I don't hate
Paralyze.
Paralyze. Paralyze is pretty good.
Paralyzed give you some tempo. Get some
That's
early
a tempo
smash in.
card.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Okay. Still no black. Let's move on.
Okay. The last one is white, which I think brings a lot of control aspects. And if you're splashing white, it's got a lot of good cards, and you have to kind of, walk that line.
You heard it here first.
Walk
good cards.
Walk that line of becoming a total control deck and like losing your focus and just being like losing your merfolkness.
Well, it's kind of like the polar opposite of splashing red, right? Where red you're just putting in a bunch of fucking burn spells. Here you're just trying to like keep them from playing the game and then beating them with fish.
Yeah, you play 3 chance, 1 DO main, right? And then you just sideboard a bunch of cards for different matchups in white.
Yeah. You have swords, but if you're playing swords, you're giving them life, so that it goes against the aggro thing, but you do get the best removal in the format. What else? I don't know. I think it adds a lot. You get balance, which is always good. I guess.
Can't go wrong with a balance. What else you get? You get karma. Just joke. That's a joke. Sorry.
You get Kismet. I'm just kidding.
Karma's a real sideboard card. I'll take Karma
one.
against mono black. Yeah.
Ooh,
you do get Kismet.
You get Karma, and then you hack it to whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll hack it to islands. Oh wait, hold on.
What
Um,
you could land tax. You could, I don't know. That's
yeah, you
super
get
bad.
land tax, but then you're adding dibs, serendip gins, and then um,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and Spirit Link. That's a completely
ooh,
different deck.
Spirit Link. I like that. So
Um,
again, there's a lot of
I
stuff
think
that white adds, but it's just like how much do you want to, how
Yeah.
deep do you want to go? You know?
I don't think you want to go anywhere. There's probably a reason that's never been done, and it's because Merfolk should have played mono blue or with red, or perhaps tried with green, which I would like to see. But also that just becomes a blue green berserk deck, which is strictly better.
Yeah. When was the last time someone played Blue Green Berserk? Like 2018. Players ball. I mean, like honestly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people play it for funsies all the time. The deck's not good, but I think that it's probably better than blue green Merfolk.
Oh yeah, without it. I mean, yes, without a doubt. But that's not. We're talking Merfolk here.
You
So
know,
like
yeah,
every yeah. The Yeah, I mean, I think white is the obvious splash. You want to go a little bit more control-y. I also would like to do the green blue. I think that's honestly where my heart would lie. It's just got to buy those drops. Got to figure it out.
I think yeah, I think you like. I think you'd like green blue just as a deck, like in your wheelhouse. You would say you're more
Right.
of. I my impression is that you're more of an aggro player, and like
Yeah.
what you're.
I'm not thinking 2 turns
Let
ahead.
me
That's impossible.
just put
this
myself out
isn't
there.
fucking
Did I
chess.
win?
I want to look at my opening seven and just know whether I'm going to win or possibly lose. Like
Yeah,
that's all I want to know.
yeah. This equals 20. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Just count. Just got to add it up. Yeah, and then so once you add green, then you add a splash of red, drop the lords, add some dibs, think about Kurt Ape, and then we're there. We're there.
Yeah. Kurt Ape, maybe some pixies. Um,
Actually, do you think you can play City of Bottle? I know you're playing yours in the side, right?
City in a bottle. Yeah, side.
Yeah.
I would if you're not playing dibs, which you should be. I would 100% be main decking bottle like
You think two, like just
one.
one or two main?
Oh, main deck.
Yeah. I probably yeah. You don't have tutors, so like I might even do two main.
Well,
I
you
I I,
catch
lo-
City of
I,
Brass.
lo-
You catch some stuff.
I with monocolor decks like main deck bottle is just always good. You're playing a bunch of cards with swords on them. I
Fair.
think. Like didn't David Chambers was like doing that in like the late like all of his mono decks like he would literally run four copies of it. It would
I
always
mean,
do
that's a
pretty
choice.
well.
It's a choice. Like
Yeah.
you're at least gonna get a City of Brass.
So we've I don't know if you guys want to do it. We've scout. Well, when I say we, I mean Jared. Jared has scoured the internet and has found as best we could what the Merfolk decks that are out there. And I don't know if you want to talk about a couple of these. I don't know if any one of them is doing something that we didn't talk about, but we could make it. We could
I
kind
feel
of
like
put them up
I
as an
feel like these
example.
are yeah I feel like these are representative of what we discussed, which is the dichotomy between an aggressive build and
Which one? Which one is this? The one with the blue background? I don't know whose deck that is. It was one of the first few that you
that
shared.
that this one actually came
Where did you
from
get this?
Reddit. It came from Reddit, and I don't know whose list it was.
Oh,
The rest of these I could attribute to someone, but that one I'm not sure that was from Reddit.
I guess. I mean, I guess we
Uh,
could talk about this one first. It's a. I think this is pretty in keeping what we were talking about. It does have Dan. It does have unstables. It does have the four Cyblasts. Are you like not running through deck lists now, Jared? Are you retiring?
I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it
It's so
reluctantly.
sensitive.
This one and a couple of others do have a card I think we could take into consideration. But so this unnamed Reddit deck,
Oh, we might. I might have to.
2 control magic, 4 Lord of Atlantis, 3 Merfolk. What?
No, your connection is in and out. Maybe I'll just
You're
run
really?
through it for this one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. I'm zapping the pour. You know what? I'm gonna restart my room real quick, Andy. Hold on
Okay,
one second.
so I'm let me run through this then, I guess, real quick. Oh, actually,
I,
you're
I,
back.
I yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I think I just need to restart this. Like I said,
Oh yeah, now it's
I'm
much better.
I'm fucking done with cable, dude. As soon as like I'm like next week, I'm going to fucking fiber. I'm over this bullshit.
fiber is where you want to be, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just got it on my street like this summer, and like I was just too busy to like fucking have to worry about like changing all of my fucking Wi-Fi shit. But like now that I have nothing to do, I'm 100% gonna do it.
Love it.
Okay, so if I'm back, I'm reading this fucking list, which apparently is ridiculous. 2 Control Magic, 4 Lord of Atlantis, 3 Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, 2 Power Sync, 4 River Merfolk, 4 Counterspell, 2 Dandan, 2 Magical Hack, 2 Energy Flux, 2 Phantasmal Terrain, 1 Brain Geyser, 4 Unstable Mutation, 2 Boomerang, 4 Psionic Blast, 1 Strip Mine, and 5,
A
10,
whole bunch of
15.
islands.
A
Looks
whole
like
bunch is
9.
a mess of them.
Yeah, it's a mess of islands. It looks like it's either 19 or 20. And then the sideboard is 4 Blue Blast, 1 Volcanic Eruption, love to see it. 2 more Energy Flux, the Miser's copy of Sea Singer, 1 more Control Magic, 1 Acid Rain, 1 Flood, which flood is pretty sweet. And then 4 Psychic Purge.
I think
I
this
think I
deck. I
think
mean, assuming this is Atlantic, I'm sure. I think this deck has a lot of good things going for it. I think. I mean, and
I like the flood in the side. That's probably debatably maybe in the main. It taps so
flood
much.
flood is pretty hot tech. I gotta say, it pops up in Singleton all the time, and that goddamn card is really annoying to play against.
it's really good. I don't. I like the control magics. I don't know if I'd put 2 in the main deck, but hey, when it works, it works. And like I was saying before, it does a lot of things that you guys were talking about. It plays aggro with the unstable mutations. It has the energy fluxes. Has a lot of counter magic. Um,
It's interesting that he's playing the geyser but not playing a mana drain to go with it.
yeah.
It might not have one, given
That's
this
fair.
looks
That's fair.
this is kind of a budgety deck.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
not that Merfolk isn't, but like it's possible they don't have one. Because with this, I don't think there'd be any reason to issue 1 mana drain over just a counter spell.
Right.
I don't know. You want to do 1 more or 2 more or something? I don't know. What else we got here? We don't
Um,
have much. The internet does not have much on Merfolk.
th-
It's,
there's not a lot of people doing this. I mean, like, what other one would you want me to
I
look at? Because like,
Andy, I think it's actually worth talking about Andy's deck just because he has recently played it, and it is,
yeah, but
I would say, significantly different compared to the other ones that were posted.
we did cover this
we
extensively on the podcast that Andy forgot to record, and then we re-recorded, and it has not yet been released.
Oh, okay, all right, all right.
But
no. I mean, we could touch on it. I don't think that, and I'll put a list up here too. But I just I don't think that this is what I would play if I were to go to a tournament because
you know what I just realized? Like that
what?
deck we just looked at did not have Ancestral or Time Walk in it. So yeah, man,
Yeah,
again,
so-
they probably just don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. We totally glanced over the best power cards in the format. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
So anyway, go ahead, Andy.
the more we talk about it, I just, and again, like Jared mentioned, this is probably the only time somebody's going to play Black Vice in Merfolk, but I don't like the Black Vice. There are a lot of changes that I would probably do to this deck. I wouldn't play Factories. I probably wouldn't play Black Vice. I may still play a Twister, and if I'm not playing Vice, then I'm probably not playing Volcanics and adding that Wheel of Fortune from red. I'm probably dropping a Relic Barrier and playing probably 1 instead of 2 because I felt like that was a little too much. The Alio piles have to be increased, so
I think your punts were not enough AL pile and
Yeah.
or no inclusion of Boomerang at all. I think Boomerang is a card that you like always want to have some number of in any of these lists.
yeah,
It's actually a catch-all.
I'd play 1 more Alio pile at least main deck, and then another in the sideboard.
One card we didn't really talk about as like a playable card that like to turn this into more of a control build that we did wind up shunting a single revised copy into Andy's sideboard is Winter Orb.
Oh,
I feel like Winter Orb it could be a thing.
It's really quite the eyesore in this deck picture, if we're being honest.
I know. It's yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dead center. Dead
I put
center
it dead center. Yeah.
It's not even unlimited.
Shout out to Rich.
Rich Arevalo just happened to have a revised Winter Orb.
I actually still have it. I forgot to give it back to him, so I'm gonna keep it as long as I can, and just hopefully Squatter's Law keep it. The sideboard is a mess. I played against Rich, and he played shops for this tournament, and I told them that I'm going to make my sideboard because I'm going to be afraid of shops, and I'm not going to play one shops deck. And just as I predicted, I didn't play any shops deck, but I was ready for it. I had a bunch of stuff in the sideboard for it, which I probably wouldn't be as heavy on now. It's debatable whether you want a city in a bottle main deck or not. I had 2 in the sideboard, and again the necessary Field of Dreams to fight against Abyss is there. Invoke Prejudice is cute, but I don't know. It's very narrow versus shops, so I don't know if I'd play that either. So that's it in a nutshell.
How did you feel about the stasis? Did you think the stasis?
I thought the stasis was pretty cool if you're playing Vice. Like, that was my thinking. Like,
Okay.
Nobody's going to see a stasis. If I play Vice against the control deck, if they tap out for any reason, I could just slam that and just wait about for a couple turns, and they won't be able to do anything.
That gets back to wanting the main deck boomerangs, though.
Right, exactly. So,
yeah, because if you boomerang a stasis once, if you got like 7 islands in play, that might just be game over.
Yeah. So there might be something there. It's funny how, like, once you add cards to this blue, that it affects other cards that you're playing. So there's
Yeah.
And I think in Merfolk it does so more than any other deck that I've played. Like, oh, if you decide to go with Boomerang, then you're considering stasis, then it kind of works with Dance of Many, then it kind of works with this other card. So that's very interesting.
It's the supporting cast is a real story here, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's how are we building Merfolk? Because it's kind of, there's more or less a lock on the creatures, right? Like, it's really what is going to be built around it.
I'd still really want to play Telekinesis, but it didn't make the cut. Maybe.
I got one in my cube. I'm gonna have to break out. Take it with me.
It's fun, and if you really want to be on flavor with Merfolk, and I've done this in the past, and it's actually not bad, is play Tangled Kelp.
I don't think I have any of those, but I'm gonna write it down.
I mean, they're dirt cheap. It's a common card from the dark. So it might be uncommon. Yeah, I think it's uncommon card from the dark. They still cost nothing, but it's very flavorful. And honestly, it's really not that bad. Do you know what it does, Eric?
I have no idea. I'm literally looking it up right now.
For people who don't know what it does,
creature. So if the creature becomes tapped, it doesn't untap as normal during the next untap phase.
Oh, so I'm buying a playset of these.
And
they're 98 cents.
It's kind of like a micro telekinesis in a way.
It's just it's on flavor as well. I'm going to add that literally just because, like, whether it's good or not, irrelevant. We're telling the story here.
I didn't mind having them with the boomerangs because it's kind of like backfire, right? Like you could boomerang it and put it on a better target.
So it doesn't. I'm just looking at it right now. So it's 1 blue. For those of you listening, don't know, obscure dark cards. It doesn't untap if it attacked last turn.
Right. Yeah. I just said didn't tap.
Yeah. And also, when you cast it, it becomes tapped. The creature becomes tapped when it's cast.
Yeah. Which is also
relevant.
I forgot about that text. Yeah, it's really not bad for a blue, honestly.
So you're tapping it, you attack, and then if they attack, they're gonna not. Wow, that's annoying.
If you're going the tempo route, I mean, it's a card.
It's like the blue paralyze. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good way of. I will be purchasing a playset. If my local game shop has them, I'll be having them today on my way back from them.
There's
it's a shame we missed the Black Friday sales.
Oh man, save those.
Could have got 10% back on that $4.
Wow. All right, I forget what we were talking about before we went down this tangle kelp
we were talking about your
nonsense.
sideboard
Oh
selection.
yes, I mean that's it. I think that's all. So I hope this kind of gets people to start thinking about Merfolk. I think there are a couple ways that you can do it, like that we talked about, and I don't think we were exhaustive. So I think we left some stuff for the imagination. No.
No, there's definitely cards out there, and there's permutations out there. It's just I don't think people have looked at it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And I anecdotally, I have played several iterations of this. Mine always is. I always play the mono blue version, and it is like which of these, like how much and which of these supporting cards like do you want to have in the deck? And honestly, I think that boils more down to meta call than rather than how good or better it makes the deck.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
All right, guys. That's really all I had on my little notes here that I've been taking.
You guys make notes?
Well, as I go.
I make notes before we do these things, and then Andy doesn't pay attention to any of them.
And then as I go, I write down notes that I want to talk about, which ends up being a lot. So, but I think that was a great episode. I want to thank Eric. Thank you for joining us at
thanks for coming on.
Such an early time.
Me on.
If you think of something you want to have us on for 30 minutes,
we'd be happy
let us know. Because
30 minutes? I've never been done. Never been done on this whole deck.
Maybe 25. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just a quick call-in episode, but yeah, awesome having you on, man. Looking forward to your next episode of this old deck and letting us know whether or not you liked the Voltalian Knights.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should do. We'll go on your show after you played the deck a little bit, then we could talk about how the deck did.
Way to invite yourself, Jared, to somebody's house. Yeah. Great job. If
you're gonna do crossover pods, you got to cross back over.
I'm tempted to bring this to Las Vegas with me. I'm just not sure how much losing I want to do. Right? Like,
I think if you're gonna do that, Eric, you might want to play the Cooney Fish version.
I know. I just don't know.
Well, you're gonna play test it first, right? Like you're gonna bring it out to a meetup or something. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah. I'm literally, as soon as I'm off the phone with you guys, I'm heading out.
Wow, that's an early.
We have a coffee and cards meetup.
Wow.
On Sundays, 8:30.
The guys do that in the city actually at Essex Market. They do like 9 o'clock meetups or whatever at a place that doesn't serve booze for some reason.
Well, 9 a.m. is rough. So for booze, I don't think you're gonna find many places. But
not out this way. This place sucks for bars apparently. But yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing how your playtesting goes and what you bring to Vegas, and we'll catch up at some other time.
We'll see.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
All right. Bye.